Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my all-time favorite chili recipe. I have been making this same recipe for well over 20 years. I know I shared a recipe with you about a month ago where I tried a new chili. It was good, but it wasn't my chili. So let's get started. Here in my pot, I have 3 pounds of ground meat. I have it's a medium to large onion that I've diced up, salt, pepper, crushed red pepper, two 40-ounce cans of the Brooks chili hot beans. You can also use the Brooks chili mild beans. Three 14-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. You can use the petite diced tomatoes. I just prefer the bigger ones in this recipe. I have 2 packs of McCormick hot chili seasoning mix. You can always use mild. And here I have diced jalapeno peppers. If you don't have the diced, you can buy the rings and chop them up yourself. This is the brand that I like to use in my chili. I love all types of jalapenos, but for some reason in this chili, it makes a difference to me if I can't find this brand. So I always like to have the Mount Olive brand. Might sound crazy, but to me, I can taste the difference in the chili. So I have my onions diced up. I'm going to start browning my meat. To it, I'm going to add salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper, and then we're going to go on to the next step. So here is my meat, and I've added some of the crushed red pepper. After the meat cooked for, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, you can see it's not really done here. So we're going to continue to cook this a little bit more, add the onions, and then I'm going to take you on to the next step. Once your meat is completely cooked through and the onions have softened a little bit, it's going to be time to add the chili seasoning. And I'm adding only 2 packs of the chili seasoning, even though I have 3 pounds of ground meat in there. I just find that that works best for this recipe. The Brooks chili hot beans have so much flavor in them. I think that you don't need the extra pack of seasoning. Once I have the seasoning in there, I let it simmer about 4 or 5 minutes just so the flavor incorporates with the meat and the onions. After about 4 or 5 minutes, it's time to add your jalapenos. You can leave this step out if you're not a jalapeno person, but you're going to see here that I'm adding about 4 heaping tablespoons of this. So I add a lot, and I also don't drain the juice. So after I add the 4 tablespoons, I do the same thing I did with the seasoning. I mix it up, and I let that simmer for about 4 or 5 minutes just to get that flavor in there. Then it's time to add the rest. And all that is your beans and your tomatoes at this point. This is a really easy recipe. So there go my 2 40-ounce cans of the chili beans. And next I'm going to add my 3 14-ounce cans of tomatoes. Now I'm making this the day before. I like to let my chili sit. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to let this simmer for an hour and a half, anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, stirring it every 15-20 minutes, cooking it on a nice low heat. And then I'll let it cool for maybe an hour on my stove, put it in the fridge, and eat it the next day. So this is a really, really easy recipe. As long as you have about 2 hours to watch it on the stove, it doesn't take much to put it together. So now that I have everything in there, I'm going to throw a lid on it, let it simmer, and that's it. So welcome back to the next day and a pot of chili that doesn't look really full. Well, that's because yesterday after I made it, everybody else wanted to eat it, but I did wait until the next day. So I'm having it today for the first time, and everybody else is going to have it again for dinner too. So I'm going to give you a look at my plate that I put together. I served mine with some shredded cheddar cheese on top. I usually put white onion, but I had some fresh green onions, so I thought that would be good, and it was. And I have my bag of Fritos back there because I like those instead of crackers. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you give this chili a try. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you around. And thanks again for watching, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.